is my generation. We are the generation that has not made the shift to become decision makers because of the traffic jam. The fourth generation is now what you would call the Bobby Wine chameleon generation. Those born in the 1980s and 1990s. That's the fourth generation. They have the numbers, they have the energy, they have the zeal, and they have got to be prepared. So, our generation has only one role, to be a bridge between the Museveni generation and the Bobby Wine generation. A bridge is the smallest part of the road, but is the most important part of the road, because without it, you can't continue on that road. So it is our duty to be a firm bridge, and for the first time, to give the young people a sense of ownership. I want to pledge my continued support to young people, irrespective of party. People come to me from all parties. If you come to my home, whether in Kampala or in Kulu, people who come to me for advice are from all parties. The NRM people come to me, the FDC people come to me, because if you have something to offer, people will always come and seek advice. They may not join my party, but I rather influence an NRM to be a patriotic Ugandan. They don't have to cross to BP. So that is the role of the bridge builders, which is our generation. I believe that we shall have our time to run this country and then hand over a country which is full of new hope and with very strong institutions. I'm therefore extremely honored to have the chance to be the one in the grill today. I don't know what sort of people I'm going to meet. And it looks like Norman and I agreed on how to dress up. Thank you. You better come and hold one side. Okay. I think some of the people may have to only show their back. Okay. So I am much honored to launch this new initiative by the Alternative, known as Digitalk, to facilitate healthy debate in Uganda. I do this for God and my country. So now we can start. Chireka banda. Mukono seta chireka banda. Where you get it in Nakawa. Paka nkade. So if we fail in everything, you and I can go and become taxi touts.
Samlugan.
Soko kwateko wano.
Kwanaganya ekisimbe ekya ng'eggwanga n'ensi yonna bwekimanyi tuli mu kaseera akatanayo kyali kapeka kano mu kalulu kano abavubuka ogyeko okuzituma okukuba ebipande n'okubeera batijje ku bidongo byabwe abo abakugu ng'ekisinje tugamba tugenda kutuulira awo naddala nnyo mu mbeera eno nga bwe batandise okukimubeesa ennyo akalulu kano kange kakwasa naffe tugamba tulaba amaaso twagazibudde era webalaga tulabawo tugamba kakeveemu n'enkola empya eya debate ekubaganya ebirowoozo tugamba kakitinivaani eno ne hashtag eya Alternative Digitalk. Engeri tetuli mu kiseera ekya internet ne science ne teknologiya ow'amaanyi nga twagala enteekateeka eno ga studio ebe ng'etambula nga nabwe kityo omuntu Katonda gwe yatuyambye naye nakkiriza okutongoza enteekateeka eno nga talina na bibuuzo bingi bijyawo bye yatubuuziza tumaze omutuukirira abadde President Mao owa Democratic Party. Enteekateeka ya motoka eno tujja kuteekangamu omukulembeze omu tuvuge emotoka eno ku stage yonna gye tuba tusanze mu ggwanga muno tuseemu abantu abatasisinkanako omukulembeze oyo bamusole ebibuuzo katugeze kati nga President Mao biki byeteekate kukolera eggwanga naye ate bwabanga mukulembeze olwedeka ne mukulembeze bamubuuze byakoledde eggwanga ekigenda kukoma ku bannabyabufuzi bokka era enteekateeka eno ejja kutandika n'okunoonya bannaddiini abakulu ba poliisi abalamuzi abaawummula ebisimbe byateewa n'abantu ab'enjawulo abakulembeze b'ennono n'abalala enteekateeka eno erimu empya eyongera okwongera olutindo nga Norbert Mao bw'agambye nti olutindo ke katundu akasasinga okuba akatono ku luguudo naye ate nga ka mugaso nnyo bwe kataba singa olutindo lw'ekatoka teruliiwo nga teba n'amasaka teruba bisomosemmere so tugenda kukola nga lutindo olwo era twebaza President Mao okukkiriza n'awaayo obudde bwe kubanga bumanyi tuli mu season eri bize onyono akugamba ali ku ground erengedde eringa mboona tayagala givaako naye President Mao nakola ki natuwa obudde obwo era n'okwebaza bannamawulire ne bannansi bannayuganda bonna n'abakulembeze n'abantu memba ba ekisinga ekya Alternative Movement okuwaayo akadde kano okutuusa kintu kino okituuse era bwetuva tugenda tubaga kubanga wayinza okwawo apeetegekera tujja kuyita wetunasanga tusangewo abasaabaze bayingire mu motoka babiri oba basatu bwebeefuke nekunalebo Mao neyinza nyosebo
okusooka njagala kuyozaayoza bannaffe aba The Alternative ne omwami Norman tumuhimbise mwebale kuvaayo n'ekintu kino ekipya kigenda okutuyambako okutandika okwogeraganya nga bannayuganda ku nsonga ezituluma. Simanyi kiki ekyatuleese we tuli kati ng'abantu bakaayana bukaayane, abantu kati tebakyateesa, abantu bayomba buyombi, abantu tebakyateesa, abantu bavuma buvumi, tewali aleeta biteeso bizimba. Ate ne mu ggwanga lyaffe lino ffe nga abakuzeemuuko emiti emikulu tutaddewo amatabi gaffe kati emiti emito gituli wansi tegiraba kasana kekanasi kaseera ffe nga abaludde mu byobufuzi tuwagira abavubuka era tubaddemu amaanyi kubanga mu Uganda wenjogera tulina generations nga nnya eyasooka abaazaalibwa mu myaka egya 23 neddako ey'abo abaazaalibwa mu myaka egya 45 abo ba Museveni, ba Besigye, Mugisha Muntu n'abalala bamama Mbabazi, ba Lwakana Rugunda, ba Matembe. Abo be baleesewo traffic jam mu ggwanga lino era kati abavubuka mwetegeka okukola bypass kubanga jaamu eno erabika terina gyeraga. Kati generation eyokusatu yeyange ey'abaazaalibwa myaka g'60 n'7 tulina obuyigirize era ffe tutambuza emirimu egisinga mu ggwanga lino oba mu magye oba mu poliisi oba mu makolero agencies ezisinga ne parastatals. Kati ne wabeerawo generation eyokuna eyaba Robert Kyagulanyi oba Bobi Wine. Ffe generation yaffe yena okubeera generation enakola olutindo wakati waabo tugenda okufulumya bamuseveni n'abagenda okuddako. Ffe tulina kubeera lutindo. Olutindo yefaati y'oluguudo esinga obutono naye ate awatali lutindo tewali lugendo. N'olwekyo njagala kwebaza nnyo omwami tumuhimbise n'ekibiina ekya The Alternative ekigatta buli munnayuganda yenna alina ekirowoozo ekizimba eggwanga. mwebale nnyo okuvaayo n'ekintu kino naddala mu kaseera kano akakaasa mmeeme baawo mpitewo ate bagamba tetugenda kukola laale ate tukimanyi nti buli kiseera fe abakulembeze twagala kwogera naye tetwagala kutubuuza naye kano ke muyiyiza katugenda tuteeka ku nninga kubanga bulijjo mbadde ndaba abamu bwe bagenda mu studio zammwe bwe makuba ebibuuzo ebikambwe nga bafuluma naye siraba bw'ofulumira mu katakisi kano kubanga eba etambula ate n'abakubuuza baba bakuzinze muli munda kino kirowoozo kirungi nnyo kubanga ng'abakulembeze tulina okubeera awali abantu tuwulirize bye bagamba abakulembeze bawulira naye tebawuliriza kati kigenda tuwaliriza kino ekigenda tuwaliriza okuwuliriza bye tukulembera sirina kubuusabuusa konna ti kino ekintu tukitongoozezza mu kaseera kennyini akatuufu kubanga kampeyini zigenda kubeera ku mikutu gya rediyo kati nga bano bye tugenda okwogerako bijja kubeera ku mikutu gya Facebook na internet na buli wamu nammwe abanamawulire mujja kuba mukwatagana n'aba Alternative mubagambe nti waliwo omubaka abadde asirise nnyo naye tulabyeyo posters ze tumuyingize mu Digitalk van abeeko kyagamba waliwo abatavanga mu mwasi myaka 5 naye nga bakulembeze baafuna obululu kati eno vaani egenda kuboogeza bye babadde basirise nga tebaagala kwogera basabira ababawagira bwabawongere sente osanga tusobola n'okufuna kibaasi ekinene ekisobola okuva wano paka Kasese oba paka Arua oba paka Gulu kwegamba tubeere n'okwogeraganya nga kuli mobile abakulembeze bo baagala bululu naye abantu balina ennyonta okutegeera kiki abakulembeze kye babasuubiza abasinga abakulembeze kyekeze baawandikira abalonzi myaka 4 emabega gye bawunsinze kati ekyoba olaba nti abamu bamaze okuwanika bagamba sikomawo oba bw'owandiikira omuntu kyeke ne bawunsinga mu bbanga oba tokyayagala kumusinga mwebale nnyo mwebalire ddala yes Electoral Commission egenda yeetereza jjukira nti okusookera ddala Electoral Commission yagamba tewajja kubaawo raale oba nkuŋŋaana zonna naye kati Electoral Commission evuddeyo negamba tujja kubeera ne hybrid kitegeeza tujja kubeera ku mikutu gya internet ne social media ne ku TV ne ku radio naye enkuŋŋaana entonotono zijja kukkirizibwa sinziira ku bye tulabye akabenje akali mu mawanga nga Brazil ne cities ezimu nga Florida otegeera ddala nti tulina okwekuuma n'olwekyo osobola okuwakanya ekintu naye ng'okitegeera n'olwekyo embeera eriwo tetwagala kwebuzaabuza embeera tugitegeera naye twagala bwenkanya tetwagala kulaba ba NRM ate bo nga batuuza enkuŋŋaana ng'ate zaffe tebazikiriza tukyali mu kuteesa era tujja kgenda tubasindika mpola mpola oluvannyuma tufune level nga ffenna tukaanya ku kwegyo gye tunaakozesa okutuusa meseji yaffe eri abalonzi.
Mujja kukwatako eno munda mba
so I sit where here
the extreme
end.
No, this side. Yes. My diary.
Wow. Omu asigadde. Omu agenda.
Mlinda kaba mawule maloku kufuna koko kugonde. Mugenda kuyingira.
Ani conductor.
I said no.
Ona ni bodda wakati.
Tugenda kufuna basaabaze kati. Conductor yagenda okubuulira bwe tugenda.
Jango yingire, jango. Sebo, jango yingire wali eri ofune ekifaananyi. Sebo naawe jango yingire. Bukedde. Ye msembera wali eri ofune wali eri nga tukozesa buli bukame. Owa Bukedde, jango ofune ekifaananyi kya honorable.
Farida.
Dayale numa ni ajaga. Angena kunze sigena genda kusigala.
Farida.
So can I escort you all away from you can drive slowly behind us.
Now, come on. Ona gira sigala mu nze kangene ne picha. Okay? Aya yagala ekifaananyi atufunye ekifaananyi. Lwaki? Lwaki kiti? Lwaki nkiwa ekiti kisobola ekifaananyi ekitayo ekirikiriya. Tujika kwe kali kana akatono kano
eri omutoba Norman kuli mukamera.
Norman. Anti kamera eno.
You use WhatsApp.
What?
Today is a busy day. I promise to make some time.
Zigenda kufuluma. Naye ogoto yingira linda ko. Gojja funa linda ko.
But the agenda of the next
Agenda pichi.
Koma wenu.
Kusije kupinga abantu.
Stage. Naye agenda mpola. Okay, jangwa kafune kamera pass. Afune kamera. No wabukedde bajje. Fune wabukedde. Kama wabukedde ajje.
is the next elected.
Ne
abasabaze
twagala ku kamera person ye. Twa kamera person. Wali mtu kwa wali kali mbasaba wali abasabaze. Nzija tugenda fenna.
No, let's talk. I am very busy today, I'm sorry. But if you want to know the next members, you can even find their name.
Take.
Almost.
Ndiwa na wagundi. Ndiwa no ku DP wa Norbert Mao bali ne gundi balonchize yambadeke ya digital campaign. Kale ngenda okukola je tugenda okukola ko
Just call him. You want information.
Tandika fenna tandika fenna kubanga ndasigala kansigalemu mmotoka ajja kudda buzi gwe mbadde kugamba jangu otuule tunatuuka wali eri oveemu nga wali abasabaze ovaamu okusobola okukwata ku bifaananyi bya wano segedde otuuka wali abazi abasabaze Never took. Eh? Sorry.
Is being aggressive.
Never tugende. It's okay. Nyabo mama. Mudamu ko eno kamera mbamu.
Sorry.
Oduto muziba. Tugende.
Yes. With this people, we require to pay a fee before they are hosted, or you just be grabbing it.
No, the idea is to have leaders, first of all. The alternative is a social movement that aims at promoting, first of all, peace, good governance, and democracy in our country. So basically, we are meeting people at a no fee and hosting at no fee. The issue is to create a meeting space and time for the leaders and the people they lead. So it is purely free and free as you can do.
Are you getting money from who would remind you that after all,
its members and its well-wishers.
So unakwata kundi hiyo genda.
That's Chairman
Right.
Mao. Thank you once again. We
Sebo.
are heading to
Yango tugenda fukamira wano.
head to main
Gafukamira wano both.
stage.
Tukense kamalo kumaliriza
Where we
wano.
shall have at least
Kamalo kumaliriza. Mama zaba wali wali wali.
interface with them. They will ask you tough questions, and you'll also give them tough solutions to the problem of this great fund. As we speak, that's where we are heading. Pick at random people who will join us and interface with them. And we hear from them basically. So thanks once again to them for accepting us in this mobile van.
Does the driver know Lengo Hospital Stay?
Yeah, we should cross up and
Lengo Hospital Stay. I lived in this area. I was a young lawyer.
we should use and join in the road in Mengo. Basically that is
Faida.
Small room somewhere here.
Amakuba mugalagirira abantu. Olumubuuzi tamanyi walaga.
This is still AJ University and
Ogwo mulimu gwa conductor.
I could have thought the master
Onakita atudde maaso ntamukamira.
Conductor tatu.
Nobali bakyala abagenda tunyumira. Abagenda okubira amasimu babuuzi nti olise tutuuse wano. Kitegedde. Norman. Aha.
She doesn't know what to do. attacking that we can achieve this goal. I think the young people must prepare. Nobody goes to one even if you are sports. Many of the young people are jumping without adequate preparation. A man who once said, if he had 6 hours to cut down a tree, he would spend 4 hours sharpening. Even the model of Jesus, you know that Jesus actually worked for 3 days. All the years he was prepared. So if you're prepared, then you'll take a shorter time to achieve your goal. So many of the young people are attacking trees with land access. So they are in no position to perform because they are ill prepared. So it's my hope that young people prepare better. Also, you cannot eat without organization. These days, it's a culture of everyone. As more than the devil got behind us. When we were student leaders, we realized that Kennedy could not just fight as a people. So we had to link up with Nakawa, linked up with Chambeto, linked up with UCC, Tororo, Kabale, Makwaj. We brought together all the students in order to have the mentor. So, poor organization is one of the reasons.
Can you live your life with a plan?
President what Norbert Mao.
Mugenda Kampala twatwaleko. Lwaki mukutwala? Twatwaleko Kampala. Kampala. Kampala twatwaleko.
Njagala atuulire enteekateeka eno etongozeddwa era egenda kubayamba.
Olw'embeera eriwo eya COVID-19, akakiiko k'ebyokulonda kasazeewo nti kampeyini kanene balina zikolera ku mikutu gya intaneti, rediyo ne TV. Naye kampeyini kitegeeza ki? Kampeyini kitegeeza nti waliwo abeesimbyewo balina omulamwa gwe batambuza. Kakati kampeyini kitegeeza okubeera n'omulamwa ogwo, naye olina okubeera n'engeri gy'onootuukirira abantu obannyonnyole basaleewo oba bakulonda oba tebakulonda. Ekyo kye bayita kampeyini. Obeera ne message ne medium ki gy'ogenda okozesa. Bulijjo tubadde tukozesa rale, tukola ebivulu, naye kati olw'embeera ya COVID ebyo byonna tebijja kusoboka nga bwe bibadde. Ebintu ebisinga bijja kubeera ku mikutu gya internet, radio ne television. N'olwekyo kino ekintu the alternative kyetongozezza ejja kuwa abalonzi obudde okusinkana abeesimbyewo oba baali baweerezaako oba tebaweerezangako, buli omu asobole okwennyonnyolako. Nammwe abalina ebibuuzo ebibasiiwa, abantu be mbadde munoonya kati bagenda kulabika. Ate bagenda kulabira nga bali mu mobile. Tebajja kusobola kudduka mu studio
kubanga eno studio eri mobile etambula.
Okay. Norbert Mao wabeerako mu chairman wa FURU era kumugeza bibuga ebikuze nnyo biki ebiyambye FURU okulaba nti ekula ate Kampala yerimu abakulembeze abangi
ekyaleetera kkulu okudda ku ntiko nga twakamala okulonda kwe kulabanga bwe tubanga akalulu kawedde tukendeeza ebyobufuzi kubanga omuntu lennya bwe balonda taweereza bantu bokka abamulonda kwegamba oweereza buli omu. Nze nalondebwa ku bwa ssentebe wa district bakansala 31 nayinako owa DP omu yekka naye ndowooza temwawulirako nkaayana yonna oba eyali awakanya obuyinza bwange. Ekyo nakikola kubanga kasita omala okuwangula akalulu ofuuka muweereza aba bonna. Ekyo kyatuyamba nnyo okutwala ggulu ku ntiko. Ekyokubiri, buli omu alina ekibiina kye naye bw'oba olondeddwa oweereza n'abo abatali mu kibiina kyo. Ekyokusatu, buli omu tomulaba nga mulabewo. Kwegamba n'omuntu atakanya naawe olina omulaba ng'omukwano gwo obw'enkya.
Nga tuli mu kutambula kuno ku nteekateeka eno gye mutongoza Norbert Mao abantu beemulukunya nnyo simanyi ne bano abali mu takisi abayingiddemu baita mu DP yesingamu emivuyo mu kiseera kino bwe tuba tugenda okulonda emivuyo gibeera mingi ki ekireetawo emivuyo mu DP.
Ekyo si kituufu. DP yesingamu emivuyo naye lwakuba mwaba n'amawulire mumanyi okuzimbulukusa ebizibu ebiri mu DP. Nga bw'omanyi ababaka abasinze okufuluma ekibiina kyonna ekyoposition ba FDC mbuulira ababaka 3 abafulumye DP. Mbuulira amanya kati ekyo kitegeeza ki?
Naye tulaba abasinga bonna kuno badduse eri
bameka mbuulira amanya gaabwe akyali wa DP. Mbuulira omu yekka oyo akyali wa DP. N'olwekyo mulekerawo okuwaayiriza DP, mulekerawo okuzimbulukusa ebizibu biri mu DP. Weewaawo tubeera n'ebizibu buli we tubeera n'akalulu. Ekyo kiri nnomo ate kitegeeza nti DP yesinza demokrasiya mu bibiina byonna. Byoyogerera mu DP tosobola kubyogerera mu FDC oba mu NRM. Bakufulumira nga tekunaba na kuziba.
Okay, mukolinsiba katukusibule omukulu Norbert Mao kamulekere bakasitoma abaali nabo mu takisi eno basobole omukunya bamubuuze ku ebyo ebimu bye balina okumubuuza.
Ababaragange niyo magara plan kuga bunyuro.
Okay,
Ninya kiki.
Amoti.
Sipata amoti.
Kirunga kiki.
kati tweyanyiza mwe mukusoose mwe mulidde empanga ng'abaganda bagamba kusooka mu fani eno ebibaganya ebiri okuzo ebigenda mu maaso mu ggwanga muno. Tulina akaseera katono nnyo tugenda tukozesa kusobola. Tulina chairman Mao, ekimusajja chairman Mao, history ziri bbiri. Ekisooka erinnya lyayina wali Mao Zedong wa China yalina erinnya bamuyita Mao. Naye ate wano yakyaka nnyo olw'okuba chairman waawa wa Gudu district. Yali mu parliament
really as my one of the dreams. You have been one of among those people that have always been with me.
Thank you.
This afternoon,
They have cornered me for you.
this afternoon, I am really happy and humble to share. Before you, Migiro Hamas, I am Chiga Munyakore, originally but who migrated to Kagadi district, that is in Bunyoro, way back those times. I think it was under the regime of those days. I want to give some bit of my story. I am one class. But I'm not holding any potential partners for certain reasons, which I will have probably for you. One question I would begin with, as Chairman Mao and the President of the company, what are those important things that you have done or you have in place to ensure that you have a new breed of young leaders, prepare them in all stages, both let it be financial, let it be in terms of ideology? What are those important it may be? Are your DP or even maybe you as a person?
Politics is not only learned through lectures and seminars and workshops. Actually, politics is the most practical thing. It's like swimming. You can never learn how to swim by reading books. You must enter the water at one point. And the first time I learned how to swim, I drank some good amount. I'm sure all of you, I don't know whether Sharon can swim. Can you swim? The day you go to learn how to swim, you will be scared. So, my contribution has been to move with young people. Even as now you see, a young man driving behind us is a blue Benz. He's a young man. He's in his 20s. I'm like a hunter when I go hunting. I also tell the young people, get your spear and you follow me. As I tell you that this is a footprint of a leopard,
Sorry, the internet and I aren't talking right now.
of a buffalo. So I bring young people close to me. So I have constantly mentored. You heard of Dongauto TV the other day saying I mentored. You have had many young people. The Lord Mayor's personal assistant, Elvis Chichi. I got him as a young man from Kenya, appointed him personal assistant, and mentored him. I trained him personally. The purpose of mentorship, when you are a mentor, you don't put a silly person. For instance, if I'm mentoring Norman, I can't say Norman must stop at doing it. If Norman can even surpass me, that's when you know you're being successful. You do what John the Baptist did. Baptize Jesus, knowing that Jesus was going to be greater. So thirdly is to lead by example. Everybody who associates with me knows that I'm a person of integrity. I don't have financial greed. I lead a simple life. Everybody knows that about me.
Sorry, I didn't catch that.
Fourthly, we have the Uganda Young Democrats within DP, which is our nursery bed for politicians. Sometimes we train people and they leave. Many of our young people have gone to join the NUP, others have gone to NRIM, others have joined the FDC. I'll tell you, as one bursary, DP mentor. We mentored Eddie Yahweh, now he's NUP. Moses Migiro, we mentored him. We mentored Waiso. All those people, we mentored them. Naturalize our product. She's now 7. The other day I saw Angela selling, who you know. Yeah. She's one of those we invested a lot in. But as long as they serve Uganda, I hope wherever they go, they will be our brand. I endeavor to receive young people from all parties, those who want me to teach them some techniques. I recommend books to young people. In my TV program, I'm not too partisan. I try to be a teacher. So those are the things that I've done. But I'm a teacher, but I'm also a learner. Now I have to learn things. When I was growing up, we never had mobile phone, we never had internet. So now I also have to learn from these young people. So it is a two-way process.
Hachiman, Sharon, can we share a quick one? How
Today being today, I would like to ask you what are looking at the diversity of politics now in India, we are the majority right now.
behaving as minority? Go ahead.
Oh God, from you, we are the majority. What guidelines and what message can you give a fellow youth who is stranded somewhere? Because look, to be honest with you, the politics that is going on in our country right now is confusing people like us who have the political career and at the same time we want the position to serve our community. What message can you give a youth out there confused at this stage? Because we are seeing a lot of youth crossing over from different parties, simply looking at the position but not career.
First, let me console you. There's nothing wrong with wanting a position. I'll never blame somebody who wants a position, because a position gives you the opportunity to serve. If you are not in a position, you are not going to serve. So it is okay to want a position. The thing is, are you prepared for the position? If you are going to be a carpenter, have you been trained? As a politician, I have people who mentored me, even people in the and if we had problems, there were fights. Some people think the fights they are fights. Even in heaven, there was
We're not even sure whether now we are still fighting.
well, the devil is still a leader of opposition. Yeah, and yet God is almighty. So my first advice is prepare yourself. Prepare yourself to listen. Listening is also a skill. And when somebody is talking to you, how do you test whether you have listened? You test whether you have listened by being able to repeat their argument, however unpalatable the argument is. So when you are talking to me, for instance, if you are saying, I think Norbert Mao is wrong on this one, is this and this. So as Norbert Mao, when I'm listening to you, I should be able to repeat your argument. That way, I can respond to it better. But today, many of the young people, they are called rejectionists. They just say, no, I've refused.
Even they say the 2.1.
I have refused. Nayanga. Nyangire.
Nyangire.
Yeah. So, the politics of Nyangire is there, but it is not very constructive. Because eventually, whether good leaders or bad leaders, we are going to have leaders. In the second week of May, a president will be sworn in. I don't know who it will be. God is the one who knows. But the president will be sworn in. Whether it will be a good president or a bad president. But we need to break the cycle of disappointment. So, learn to listen, prepare. Thirdly, start from your community. Many of the young people I see here, they tell me they want to move to Senegal. So I tell them, even you're being terrorized by your LC1 chair. You have not even removed him. You think the other one is easier to remove. You have to start where you are. If you're a student, make sure the school is run well. Because it is that aggregate of empowered citizens that will send a message to the city eventually. You find LC1 demands 10,000 to stamp a letter.
You are not telling him that he's bad, but you say your question is they say that the stick which is far cannot kill a snake which is already in your compound. You must get the stick which is near. So, you are going to contest for council. Yes. Robaka. Kawen. That is a good ambition. Because in 10 years' time, when you step forward to become an MP, you will have a profile. You will have a profile because politics is about people, and people are all different. All those people you see there, they have different thoughts in their heads. Another one is worried about the child who is sick, another one is... Now, all those people have their problems. So, start where you are. Have followers. Now you are a leader. In order to win, you must have people who follow you. So you start with your family members, brothers and sisters. You say, can you support me? Then you say, can you tell your friend, my sister is contesting? Bring them home so that you talk to them. Wakube chigambo. What they call a chigambo. What? You give them the word. So get organized. Organize yourself. And the other thing is read books. You have to make sure you have careers. Keep healthy. Don't indulge in habits that will compromise your health. I'm 53 years old. Some people, when they reach my age, they will look like they're 70. Okay? Yes. The things that keep you healthy are simple. Exercise. Don't indulge too much. There's nothing wrong with taking a little drink. If you drink too much, that becomes a problem. Then I also recommend to young people that they should be spiritually connected. I believe in God. I'm one of the founders of the Parliamentary Prayer Breakfast in 1998. We were very few. We used to meet at 8 a.m. every Thursday. I think when you are connected to God, you are more positive, you are more difficult to relate. People look at me and say, wow, all the problems in BP, you don't look stressed at all. Because some people would have already committed suicide, given the problems they have in the party. But I wake up every morning with energy and I say, even this problem should be solved. And make good friends. We don't choose our relatives, we don't choose our brothers and sisters. I'm sure some of your brothers and sisters wish they were part of another family. if you are, yes, but friends you choose. So always choose good friends, because friends are relatives that you choose. So choice of good friends is very important. Have social skills. The world belongs on social skills. Even when you go shopping, you may be able to buy a dress at a lower price simply because you smiled well, you talked in a pleasant voice. But if you go to the market and you say, Mulipapi, mwagala kunziba, they will even increase the price. So my advice is around those. I have never discouraged any young people. There is no young person who comes to me and they discourage me. I tell them, please, go for it. Whatever it is that you want, go for it. Don't be afraid. Yes.
Thanks, Chairman. You want to add a friend?
Yes.
Yes. A question. You have a question.
Thank you very much. It gladdens my heart to meet Chairman Mao. Actually, when you don't attend Frontline, actually my TV is off. My TV is off.
You should watch OO.
No. My question is, what happened between you? Because even join the politics, you will come in before. And you are like, the, for the first time opposition in Uganda must unite and vote one candidate. But today, we hear a different story, another version. That Bob Wine is coming, and Norbert Mao is coming in the same position. These days, we no longer carry. Why? The last question is, then the other question is, UYD. I had my friend, he's called Emmanuel. He used to inspire me to go to carry those events, UYD. But events no longer exist. Why?
The UYD events exist. They are not as frequent, but they exist, and we are going to reload them. Now, I'll not just talk about Bobi Wine. Let me talk about unity of the opposition. Yes. When Bobi Wine announced that he's going to contest for parliament, he approached me and he said, please support me, though I'm independent. So I told him, we cannot support a political party. Why don't you join DP? Your father was DP, your grandfather was lucky that was DP. You're from a DP family. You may not be a DP member, but you're from a DP family. Why don't you stand as a DP? He didn't agree with us. He stood as an independent. Yeah. But eventually, because many of our people supported him, actually his entire campaign team, so we withdrew our candidate. And when he won, I was among the first people to write an article to praise his political skills and to encourage him. At a personal level, we are very good friends. Even if I call him now, he will even answer and we talk. And now, when he announced that he's going to contest for president, then that's the time we created the DP block. And we offered to him and told him, we would like you to be part of it. Because we see you are going to help us close the gap. There are some 3 million people who don't vote in Uganda. We also vote in Uganda. We thought Bobi Wine had come with new electricity that will attract those young people to vote. We believe very strongly that our strategy was right. But we realized that his strategy was not tallying with ours. It is like he wanted to use us, we also wanted to use him. We wanted to use him to boost DP. He wanted to use us and our structure, because DP is an old party which is gone. DP will never die. And DP is not built on an individual. Other parties, if tomorrow Besigye died, I think FPC will have a big problem. If Museveni died, NRM will have a big problem. If Bobi Wine died, I think the whole people power and NUP may scatter. But if Mao dies, DP will go on. That's the difference between DP and other parties. Because most of those who pretend to be NUP and people power, they are there because they expect Bobi Wine to come to promote their candidate.
Yes,
I say the most. I say the most of
even
them.
I think Chairman Mao also put to make it so clear. There are some people that we talk to, and they tell you we are in yellow just because but at heart none of them is even aware with the ideology.
And they get food from So Bobi Wine and I had several conversations, and I want to state it on record. At one point we told him we are even willing to put in the vice of our constitution to allow you to contest as a DP presidential
say, notwithstanding anything in the party constitution, for purpose of 2021 elections, the president of the party may not be the flag bearer, because our constitution makes the president flag bearer automatically. So we told him, come. Another problem which came in, those who had been disagreeing with my leadership in DP surrounded him and started giving him a lot of bogus information. One of them went and told him that Museveni had given him 16 billion in order to fight him. If I had 16 billion, you can't hide 16 billion. I need 16 billion actually. I wish somebody would give me 16 billion. I wouldn't be in this van here. I would have a convoy of vans for myself. But Museveni knows me too well. He cannot give me that kind of money.
Are you comfortable? And second, are you comfortable here? Uganda Road, like around Uganda Road Port. That's where
Okay. Yeah, so Bobby Wine didn't come with an open mind in the negotiation. He came with a fait accompli saying, we are going to unite, but I am the candidate. That is the condition.
And actually, that's almost most of the political heads.
That is the same way of Bessie. As Norbert Mao, I have been the most flexible. Of course, those who talk like that use intimidation. They say, you are too weak. But I know I'm not too weak. First and foremost, I have people. Secondly, I have the entire Greater North who are very emotionally charged about the marginalization. So, I am the only presidential candidate from that entire axis. Teso, Karamoja, Lango, Acholi, West Nile. Do people know that Uganda is divided between Nilotic and Uganda? If you analyze well, you can't discount that fact. So we thought it was very disrespectful for somebody to come to negotiating table and say we are negotiating, but
this one.
And more so someone who has just been elected.
By the way, I have no problem supporting everyone. But we also had our own proposals. For instance, we say you don't form a party. Number two, you support all the DP candidates for parliament. But I think, given the 50-50 chance of winning presidential election, and the fact that I would then be leading the most powerful party in parliament, and knowing that I'm a very ambitious man, I think some of his advisors may have said, long term, this may not work for us. So I think that is the idea which went into his head. But there are also those who wanted to come and capture the party in order to hand it over to him. But DP is not a party which can be captured, because DP is rooted among the people and it has a clear constitution.
By the time you joined forces with to support DP, what reunion?
Yes,
Did you, as a party president, take time to read through and internalize that concept of the DP reunion? Because it looks like it was like a joke for some time. It seemed like a good force and some hope. And before you know it, because take for instance, most of the people with the DP reunion thing had and still have political parties. So had they subscribed to their mother party, the likes of Mabike, that team, so many of them. So had they subscribed already, and they left their parties to join DP, was there a specific MOU between DP that we know and the other, as they call it, the DP block and the rest? Well, I don't know. Everyone is wondering about that.
The DP block did not happen in the government. Because I see now people saying, I'm a member of DP block. It's like Museveni saying he's a member of East African Community. It is Uganda which is a member of East African Community.
Go ahead, look for some.
So DP block was formed by DP, SDP, and
PDP.
We were next supposed to merge. In other words, PDP was supposed to dissolve and also disband. Then we become one party under DP. But I think they had other ideas. They wanted to come and ambush us, maybe get elected to some positions. But I know politics. I'm a master of politics. I have been in politics for very long. It's not easy to tackle.
Any parking ahead that you find like this one here?
Chairman Mao, one last thing. For the 2016 elections, I for one, it surprised me, and actually I have come with terms that I will give to you, Chairman Mao, as in just from me, that you ought to be too much of this good Christian in politics, that you can easily forgive, yet in politics, yes, I know there is this, I don't know how should you say it, but they normally say you don't have in politics, you don't have permanent enemies, neither friends. But you cannot forget people who have actually been hunting you. For example, when you look at Amama Mbabas, who you agreed actually you are one of the people who said you would have him as our joint candidate. Amama Mbabas, I think it was like a year or two before the 2016 elections. That very man would stand on the floor of parliament supporting the police on actions against the opposition. But shortly after, he crossed and he was like, I am coming as presidential candidate. It was so big of a surprise that you, for one, Chairman Mao, you are among the people who came out first to support him and say, well, I think if someone has been a pagan and says I have come to the church, he can be easily offered a seat of sins are forgiven, and he can easily be offered to head the church or even become a priest, which I think was a little bit of a controversy. I have always longed to meet you and ask you, what really informed
the question.
Yes, what informed your decisions?
Someone has been sinning for the past 35 years, he comes to church. Okay, we go. We go. Yeah. So someone has been sinning for the past 30 years, even stealing the offertory. Before you know it, he comes today, he steals the offertory. We're not even sure.
Drinks the wine,
uses the offertory to develop himself out of the offertory. So he comes and like, we are now embracing this sinner. We're going to support him. Yeah. So the TDA, guys.
The TDA. The TDA that we are talking about was started to bring together all the parties. And I think we must start from the premise that we all agreed that Amama Mbaba is qualified to be a member of TDA and TDA. This guy.
I've talked with political parties. If I'm not mistaken. I've read among the political parties.
And even pressure groups. Because
must be your assistant.
yes.
I was studio and I was being before.
Now we are heading to Ntinda now. Okay. We'll meet in Ntinda. Yes. They will drop me near home. Okay, thanks.
Exchange the seats. Here. The AC is
yeah, so in any struggle, people agree to come together.
Are we going to be now?
Yeah. So nobody who was part of TDA should now start saying it is Mao and DP that supported Mao. Anybody who was there in TDA was qualified to be a presidential candidate, whether Gilbert Kenya, whether Mama, and so on. But again, the usual problem of who becomes the joint flag bearer undermines our came into the negotiation convinced that he is entitled to leave. Yet he knows that Dr. Semogerere lost him, yet Dr. Semogerere was the most formidable opposition leader. So, we thought it was conceited of him to say, my supporters, have you stored them in some store?
Yes, I went to Channel Road.
It is not possible for anybody now to pretend that we were not all agreed on supporting each other. Let's start with Besige. Why should Acholi vote for Besige? Actually, what Besige did as a soldier is worse than what Mama did. So I think Ugandans should stop lying to themselves. Once you want change, bring anybody who has agreed. Why did we support Besige? Tortured Semogerere in '96, but TP is the one that endorsed him. So this nonsense of saying so and so has just been in NRM, so that is all hypocrisy that I don't understand. Of course, when I stood in 2011, we rejected the idea of unity. We held our meeting and said for us we are going to field our candidate as DP. Whether we get one MP, that will be our MP. But if some people think removing Museveni is easy and that they are the ones who can remove him alone, we wait to be liberated. No, me, I'm also waiting to be liberated. I don't mind. If President can remove Museveni, I will go and get leaves and I'll be running around the town celebrating. If Bobby Wine can remove Museveni, I'll be the first on the streets jumping up and down. But I won't deceive myself. I cannot stop people from deceiving me, but I will not deceive myself. So, Amama got the highest vote score because people want change. In Tanzania, a former prime minister of CCM was fielded by the opposition. He was a person who was accused of corruption and so on. People want change. That you see people are following a musician. In a normal country, is that how really?
There are other countries that have many president.
That one is a lawyer, the one of Ukraine. You read about him. I can become a comedian. Doesn't mean I'm a comedian.
By profession, you can adopt the profession, but when you're internally something.
So, the point I'm making is that we are not in normal politics. Yeah, we are not in normal politics. So, now you have Mayinja, you have the Stella Nyanzis, you have the kind of people who can only fit in abnormal politics. Because it is like those days during the war, we had what we call child-headed families. Is it normal for a boy of 12 to be headed a family? Yeah, but it was accepted and we call them child-headed families. So, we will support and a united front anybody who we believe can facilitate change. one candidate for every position of first NRA. It was a comprehensive document. We sent it to him. We haven't got a reply. Because I think him and those who follow him believe that he's very strong and he shouldn't be talking to anybody. Everybody should just go and bow and say, this is the man, which is not possible.
There are other bulls in the Quran. Which Quran?
No, not only that. Not only that.
Will it be that everyone wants to be praised in the opposition?
Let me tell you, I know Norbert Mao, I have been the closest to Bobby Wine. And DP was the
You don't want to lose your respect as someone who has been there longer than him and doesn't want to bow to those.
If I could support a Mama, why wouldn't I support Bobby Wine?
Because at the end of the day, whatever is going on in the opposition, trust me, it is confusing the common man down there that is going to be casting the vote.
It is Bobby Wine who has the biggest responsibility. Just like Besigye has been having the biggest accountability. The person with the biggest support has the biggest responsibility. If you say Mao has 2%, that 2% is what can make him president. You must do everything to get it. Denying yourself the 2%, because if I'm looking for a kilo of sugar and I need a spoon to make the kilo, and it's the man with the spoon, that means he's the most important person in my life. But because we both lose, I will not manage to raise the 1 kilo. This one needs more sugar to raise the kilo. Me, I need very little. Obote knew this in 1960. He knew he could not defeat Ben Gurion, but he knew there was Uganda Kingdom where party called Kabaka Uganda. So he went and convinced them to support him. So I sit down with Bobby Wine and I ask him, do you really want to be president? Because if you wanted to be president, you would act differently. Museveni had to look for the Kairas, he had to look for the small rebel groups, because he knew he's the one who was closest to it. So I told Bobby Wine, I said, what is your counter proposal? Because his only proposal is support me. Say, okay, we will support you, but this is what we want you to consider. Then we don't hear from you. So the power people, all they do is they call our MPs of DP. We are going to come to your constituency and defeat you.
Like kind of intimidation for them.
Yes, so every once in a while, one of them feeling a lot of threats runs and says, now I've joined NUP. But they are more like prisoners of war. But I, as Norbert Mao, I can never be a prisoner of war. First of all, politics is not ending in 2021. Two, the nuts and bolts of political power are not just with battles in Uganda. The nutty of politics, anybody who thinks the nutty is just with the Kalulu is mistaken. You have all these people with their machine guns. You have all the thieves who have accumulated a lot of wealth. Now Museveni is keeping this curfew. Nobody knows what's going to be going on at night. Those days we could chase the ballot boxes at night. Now we will not be able to do it till 3 years. So that's why the other day Odong Auto said experienced politicians have decided to pull back a bit and say, let's first look long term and see what's happening. But you are right when you say our behavior confuses the voters. I told Bobby Wine, can we meet as top leaders? Nobody wants to sit down and discuss with you. Everybody wants to meet what? One-on-one. So
I think there are a lot of people, because Uganda has...
so I agree with you that it is now too late to think of a united front.
Where does it place us?
Because
as a nation, and those
it means that Ugandans are going to be demoralized. Many of them are not even going to vote because they will just say, well, we already know the results. The other day I had some people saying, okay, everyone now wants to be the leading opposition party. Besigye has had that honor for a long time. It has not made a big difference. Yeah. So what we want is substantive change. So let's say NUP gets majority of the opposition. And which majority? They will have taken over seats from FDC, from DA. Because I don't see them battling the NRM hardline.
Actually, they will just assume the position of FDC.
Yeah.
Actually, Chairman Mao, before we go far, I want to ask this. In 2016, before 2016, around 2014, 15 there, West, I think, was among us who was leading. We were agitating for electoral reforms, which were never granted.
In fact, to add the facts, citizens of this country, convened at Africana, most likely were attended as they launched the Citizens Compact on electoral reforms. What happened? Where did you throw it?
Actually, before then that question poses. Now, having actually to me, this is now me, by the stature of failure to have those electoral reforms, my stature was, as per 2016, you guys of the opposition, you had no reasons of you engaged being on the ballot whatsoever. That was one. Even today, we have not had those electoral reforms. You clearly know that the electoral commission is in the hands of who? Of the main candidate, Museveni. So when I see you actually running up and down, agitating that you want a candidate, you want to stand, I stand me as I'm like, wait,
we are
these
part
guys,
of the circus.
These are part of the circus. You clearly know that even if you won today, after all, how will you even win? How? The whole system that should be, the whole pipe that should be delivering water up to your side, there is no way for water to go through because already there is oil. Oil has already occupied the space where water can pass. So how do you sit at the other end and wait for oil, wait for water? You clearly know that what is in the pipe already is what? Is oil.
So we need to be trusted. When the registration for national ID started, we agreed that none of us will register.
I am a victim. I'm one of the victims.
You know,
Now you have.
no, yeah, you know that I believed it and I never registered for national ID because
But you were also a victim.
Yes, I was a
At
victim.
a certain point, it
Yeah.
came with repercussions.
Yes.
You know, treated
And
like
it would be parliament.
I didn't know that the strongest advocate for boycotting the national ID had gone to Karamoja and registered. Yes. So, the reason we can't unite is mistrust. In Congo, they forced Kabila to reform because at one point the main opposition actors decided not to participate in the election and said you contest. Yeah. It pricked Kabila. So 2016, if we had refused to participate, all of us, maybe would have ended up with a bed one and a few people. Yes. So I had to get my national ID. I was shocked to learn that basically I had a national ID. Me and Orlando Tuno, we never got a national ID. So
yes, you are speaking the same language that we shouldn't get.
So people come to a meeting, they speak one thing, say go back, say another thing. So right now, the presidency is up to the task. But why can't the opposition in Uganda get at least 40%? Because if we had 40%, they wouldn't have touched the constitution. I was shocked to learn that decisions are made. Now you are going in that council. Fortunately, Kampala NRM has a problem. I don't know who is the councillor there that you are going to
She's an
replace.
activist.
Yes. Many of those were inviting fellow.
We are voting under the new demarcation.
Many of those were elected on a smooth way. Some of them even nobody knows them.
Yes,
People voted for them. So you are right. We have
Kasirira bwe katokota. As Munyagwa said. So, but after 35 years in power, Museveni has made the transition. The Bushmen have been packed. He has failed to do the transition because when he looks at NRM also, I think he realizes that he may not have the kind of people he trusts most. And that's why he came up to support the national dialogue. Uganda cannot reboot unless we have a new constitution, which restores family base and which gives powers. Uganda cannot reboot unless the army is not as influential as it is in politics today. So, it may not be possible to take the ballot alone. But if we were united and the elections are rigged, then we come together to protest the results. But in 2016, everybody folded their hand. After all, the FDCs had insulted people so much. You are moles, you are what? Why are you doing this? What? So when the elections were rigged, everybody said, okay, it will be sad if the same happens to Bobby Wine. Because the attitude of many of the power people, attacking people anyhow and so on. So the elections will go on. The results will be what they will be. Then everybody will say, we told you. And that will be sad. So we need to unite in the struggle. An election is just one activity in the struggle. We cannot say, because we must be protesting, we must be, if elections are rigged, we should call upon, I would love to have a press conference where all of us are together saying we are not accepting these results. But if you have an election where there has been rigging, but some people say that one thought it was the biggest person. So let him now go and let him go to vote and see whether it leaves the ordinary people very, very disorganized. So most probably we are going to continue being in the wilderness like the children of Israel who spent 40 years for a journey of 11 days. You know, the journey from the promised land from the Sinai desert to the promised land is 11 days on foot. Now, instead of 11 days, they took 40 years. Why? Confusion. So in the meantime, everybody, all of us are keeping our small vehicles on the road to make sure you don't overcharge. We have hope that something may happen and it should find us also on the road. But when people have a lot of hope in you, like they had in this, then you don't wait for that.
What do you have to say about that?
It is true that I have deployed harsh language.
Offensively?
Deliberately. Offensively. And also defensively. But mainly defensively. In 2015,
when we have problems in the body.
Don't you think that attitude is scaring away, is pushing away some people who would like to join DP?
But people should also ask, why is he not using that language with others? Why is he using it for Ambose and these people who are called Biboa? Biboa means a creeping plant. Now, these people who are come to DP, they have made Bobby Wine an issue in DP. So I say, what sort of party leader are you? This is a person who is not a member of our party. You are not even bringing a motion. This is a person we talk to. He has never communicated to us. But because you want him to see that you believe in him, yet you are not of his party. So I call you a people. When I say we have people who are watermelon, they also called us what? Pumpkin. And we are yellow inside. Green outside. Yes. That is a fair game. Then when I say moment, now a moment, many people didn't understand. When there's a well and the water is moving towards the beach, some fish think the lake has increased in size, so they follow the well. Then the water goes back, leave the fish dying in the beach. That's what they call a moment. And we have had many moments in Uganda. Yes, people who follow a wave and then they get stranded on the beach. There are many. Milk card politician.
And the billboard is only well now. TV and you say you have a billboard. So even
I said I'm a signpost.
a signpost rather, yeah.
I said that fortunately for me, I trust my judgment. When I came to Parliament as a young MP, all the proposals I presented to Parliament were rejected. But all of them were later implemented.
When you left Parliament?
Yes. I said, talk to Kony. They refused, but they talked to them. I said, open an embassy in Khartoum so that we don't have this so-called Christian Islam fake fight. We now have an embassy. I said, stop the presidential pardon. Let's have an amnesty law. They refused. Now we have the amnesty law. I said, close the IDP camps. They refused. They said they are there for protecting people. Eventually they closed them. I also have the idea of animals. They refused. Now we have animals. So don't care about if we are 7 here. I think we are 8. If you alone believe that we are lost, we say, no, you are even young, you don't know Kampala. I am a child. Then we actually reach when we are lost. Then it means you are like a signpost. The signpost is there, you see it pointing, and you pass it. When you are lost, then you come back. So, I am so confident in my judgment that I don't care whether I'm alone or whether I'm just supported by a few people. But I will stop trying the day I follow a large group and together we are lost. Because God will ask me, I gave you a good brain. Why did you use it to judge the situation? Let me tell you about radicalism. When I was a young MP, the people in London thought we had been bought by Museveni. You should be supporting Kony. Why are you getting Museveni in Parliament? I went and blasted them. I told them if you were a buffoon when you got on the plane to come to London, you are still a buffoon even in London. Now, it is true, I use a harsh language. But I use a harsh language because I'm not going to do that. And the world is full of people.
I enjoyed one where
tap into the ideologies of people. But few of my agency, Kapumero, Oima, Masindi, can sit on a round table in Japan like this. It's not that bad. Why can't you think of these centers, those districts? Why is that?
We are going to decentralize. But since we have many, we are going to start it. Take the chance to invite us. We'll be happy to come to your village and mentor some young people.
I promise.
On the issue, this time, have you, as a party and at a personal level, we all know what here there's an elders forum, here the religious council, lots of such organizations. Have you reached out to them, forge common route towards negotiations or any dialogues?
We believe the Interreligious Council is one of the most important agents of really, because the church will always be there. We work very closely with the religious leaders. Even from experience, the actually religious leaders, this initiative is the reason why we have this. The government used to accuse them of being rebels, but they kept quiet and they kept saying, you know, the people who are dying there are also citizens. So we work with them. Then we have the Elders Platform, led by Justice Ogola. We also work closely with them. And the other group, of course, are the civil society organizations. But what is lacking in Ugandan politics is pressure. And that is where people power come in. Me, I told Bobi Wine and said, you know, now you have become a conventional player. Now you must take decisions in the National Executive Committee. Now you must hold National Council. But previously you were like water, shapeless. Today go left.
Chairman Mao, I think then you hold the same argument with right here, that I thought Bobi Wine at this entire impact stage, he decided to come back is one of the mistakes when it comes to migrating power. I think we need to understand that actually you disagree with me.
Yes, not passionately, but as me, I speak in my perspective, not as a party or what. I respect him for what he is our party leader, but I think people who are misleading Bobby are just people who are around him as a person who has.
Wait a second now. This is the same argument we're having with Museveni. Museveni isn't too bad. But you see the people who surround him. So what you think in your view, are you getting another Museveni?
Another Museveni.
Because if you say people who are... Wait a second. This means either one lacks independence of his head. Like Mr. Museveni. If you put it that way, I'm just quoting you what.
I'm not trying to justify what is going on, but I will just switch the blame to the elders who have been in the politics.
Who have mismanaged,
yes,
misled us.
You failed the work that you're supposed to do. You're supposed to be guiding him to do the right thing.
Madam Kebijisha, my argument was...
In a family, you give birth to different kids, but you can't just let your kid just grow randomly like that because the kid is not listening to you. If you want change and it's not for you as a person, it's for our country, you will insist on someone, however that person difficult is, as President Mao has told us that he did listen, he did respond to our proposals and what. I think you would have insisted.
No, my argument was one.
I don't want to say it is a mistake for somebody to announce that they want to be president. But you've got to look at the context. Many people want to be president. And you don't even... But what I know
The reason why some of us are not as agitated about what is going on, because we know that even in 20 years' time, if it is our time to be president of Uganda, Ugandan will look for us. I'll be younger than Museveni is now. In 20 years, I'll be 73. I'll be younger than Trump, I'll be younger than Joe Biden. So, the key, in my opinion, is now to accept him. For me, I told him, I have accepted you as a key player. And we should always work on common objectives. Now, your issue of those surrounding him, it is our duty to judge the advice we get from those around us. And you cannot pass responsibility to those around you. I know it is normal for people to excuse the leader and say the leader is okay, and those around him. In the case of Museveni, I don't agree. Because you can't say that it is the flies that are the problem. You should have done here.
Bashir, make a U-turn and we use this route.
You can continue.
There's another route. You can continue. It's good.
Just no. Is me, I want to advance.
Okay.
No, wait.
How are you?
Chairman Mao, in the same manner.
Now, on the question of us persisting, I have not given up on Bobby Wine because I haven't. I see him as an asset. I don't think there's any leader who calls him more. In fact, I'll even call him now. He always answers my calls.
One brief science question, and then we decide on brief one from you. Which one of you? What you say now?
Chairman, right, left.
Right.
Sharon?
I'll give all of you my phone numbers. Stay in touch. I'll give you my WhatsApp number.
I continue straight.
Drop me. No, continue straight. 0794 011 011 94 set up the digital WhatsApp. So that is the conversation now continuing.
Okay. Final remarks. Where do we see Uganda young people in NRM parties after the next year March?
I think we are to blame opposition leaders for failing to organize ourselves. We have a duty to organize ourselves. We have let down Ugandans. And we owe Ugandans a big apology. But I also appeal to Ugandans not to give up hope. We have been waiting for Jesus for over 2,000 years. Wherever we meet, we say, thy kingdom come, thy kingdom come. 2,000 years. These 35 years are nothing. Yeah, they're nothing. So I call upon Uganda not to lose hope. 20.
Stop.
2021 may not give us. Park behind that vehicle.
Behind that, yeah.
Park behind the vehicle, eh?
Behind that vehicle.
I should have said Masa. Instead, I said Wano. Like the Ajolis when they come to Kampala. Viramu Wano. Here, I'm getting off here. So there is no reason why the young people should do sport. And young people should be involved in politics. I'm excited whenever I see young people coming in politics. I went to Parliament when I was 28. Why should I stop? Why should I stop young people? I was 28. At 38, at Bobby Wine's age, I was leaving Parliament. So I've been one of the most blessed young leaders. I have been the luckiest. I always thank God for it. I'm not a bitter person at all, because I have been given so much opportunity. So let this Digitalk be a forum where the things you have been wanting to talk to us about should come out in the open. And I thank you for the opportunity for this. And I wish you luck in your campaigns. Drop me a message. We are going to be on the same WhatsApp group for exclusive Digitalk club. And I hope when the numbers reach maybe 50, we can decide to go and have coffee, meet together and say, who were you with in the band?
Maybe you have not recommended the books as
I'll send them to you by WhatsApp. But I'm going to send each of you a copy of a book called The Message to Garcia. Very small. Very small book.
Let's say yes, Chairman Mao, that's your name.
Thank you very much.
Our viewers have been following us. The entire discussion. I'd like to say we have safely from now from this road office, and now drops in as a we will hope we can also check our social media. Advise and support test is what is important. We believe in this discussion will change this big part. Every single crystal of contribution, we believe between us and service. And I look forward to visiting you anywhere, having in our band, having your views, definitely looking for self. This one and this one, no matter what, Chairman Mao, and our passengers going Bagada, Jiwa, Sharon, and with our team, with our group, Farida, the Torede, and Arnold Bokos. Thank you all for going. The last one.
I'm so happy that we have braved the traffic. Now, the Twitter and home taxi. We know what it feels like. I want to congratulate you again for Digitalk. I want to encourage you to social media. The future is going to be brighter now. Let us not lose hope and let more young people come forward. Don't just be concerned. There's a difference between being concerned and being involved. Being concerned is like a person watching another person drowning in the water and thinking, oh, the terrible you're having a family, you're going to live orphan. That's being concerned. Being involved means you immediately remove your jacket and dive in the water and rescue your person. So I call upon the young people to make the transition now from being merely concerned to being involved. Because that is what Norbert has done. I know you are always a concerned citizen, but now you are involved. God bless you. Very clear. Now move on. Yes. Sharon, you are missing the photo.
I'm missing out.
Yes.
The passenger.
This.